The Vorthak Dominion had conquered 17 star systems in 3 galactic cycles. Their crystalline warships carved through space like obsidian daggers, leaving nothing but submission or ash in their wake. Admiral Zexthal stood on the bridge of his flagship, watching the blue-green marble called Earth rotate slowly beneath them. Such a primitive world, he mused to his lieutenant Kravesh. No orbital defenses, no planetary shields. Their vessels barely qualify as spacecraft. The human delegation had been waiting in the cargo bay for 2 standard hours, a deliberate insult. When species begged for mercy, Zexthal preferred they do so with proper desperation. He had perfected this art across dozens of worlds. Ambassador. Sarah Chen stepped into the Dominion chamber flanked by 2 other humans. No guards, no weapons, no signs of fear. Zexthal's mandibles clicked in irritation. Where was the terror? The pleading? I am Admiral Zexthal of the Vorthak Dominion. His voice boomed through the translation matrix. Your species will submit to our authority or face extinction. Choose wisely. Ambassador Chen smiled, and clasped her hands behind her back. That's quite an offer, Admiral, but I'm afraid we'll have to decline. The bridge fell silent. In 3 centuries of conquest, no species had ever simply declined. Perhaps you misunderstand. Zexthal's voice dropped to a threatening whisper. We have 100 warships in orbit. Your planet is defenseless. Oh, we understand perfectly, Chen replied, her smile never wavering. We've been watching your expansion for some time. 17 systems, wasn't it? Impressive. Kravesh shifted nervously. Admiral, perhaps they require a demonstration? That won't be necessary, Chen interrupted. You see, we've already submitted. Confusion rippled through the Vorthak officers. Zexthal's eye stalks twitched. Explain. Well, we submitted applications, actually, to the Galactic Ethics Council, the Pan-System Defense Alliance, and the Interstellar Court of Justice. Chen's smile broadened. 17 counts of unprovoked invasion, genocide, and violation of sentient rights. The paperwork was quite extensive. Those organizations have no power here, Zexthal sputtered. Didn't, Chen corrected. Past tense. You see, while you were busy conquering, we were busy talking. Do you know what humans excel at, Admiral? Diplomacy, negotiation, making friends. The tactical display suddenly erupted with new contacts. Hundreds of ships dropping out of hyperspace, but these weren't human vessels. The Zentharan Republic remembers when you glassed their moon, Chen continued conversationally. The Helix Confederation is still mourning their destroyed colonies. The Kythera Coalition has some very strong opinions about your mining operations in their sacred systems. Zexthal's blood ran cold as he recognized the fleet formations. Every species the Dominion had conquered or threatened was here, unified, under a single banner. Impossible, he whispered. These species hate each other. They've warred for millennia. Had, Chen said. They had warred. Amazing what a common enemy can accomplish. Of course, it took some convincing. Humans are quite good at that too. We've had a lot of practice. The communication array crackled to life. Voices in a dozen languages, all demanding the same thing. Surrender. You see, Admiral. Chen stepped closer, her eyes gleaming with something that made Zexthal's kittenous hide crawl. You made one critical error. You assumed that because we don't have the biggest guns, we're not dangerous. What do you want? Zexthal's voice barely functioned. Justice. Reparations. A complete withdrawal from all conquered territories. Your entire fleet will escort relief supplies to the worlds you've damaged. Chen's smile turned predatory. Oh, and you'll be standing trial for war crimes. All of you. And if we refuse? Chen gestured toward the viewport where the combined armada waited like a storm of vengeance. I wouldn't recommend it, though I should mention, this was the diplomatic solution. Diplomatic? Kravesh squeaked. Oh yes, you see, we also contacted Earth's military. They're not happy about the threats to our planet. Humans have this peculiar trait. We get very creative when we're angry. The generals wanted to demonstrate some of our more innovative approaches to warfare. She pulled out a small device displaying holographic schematics that made the Vorthak officers recoil in horror. Kinetic bombardment, viral warfare, psychological operations, and something we call asymmetric response escalation. Fascinating stuff, really. We've had thousands of years to perfect the art of destroying each other, so alien conquest seemed like a natural extension. Zexthal stared at the humans with newfound understanding. They weren't prey. They were apex predators who had simply chosen to be civilized. But, Chen continued, tucking the device away, we decided that making friends was more effective than making corpses, though both options remain on the table. The Admiral looked at his crew, at the overwhelming fleet outside, at the three humans who had just dismantled his empire with words and alliances. His mandibles clicked once in defeat. We submit. Chen's smile returned to its warm, diplomatic setting. Excellent choice, Admiral. I do hope this is the beginning of a beautiful friendship. As the Vorthak fleet began powering down weapons and preparing for escort duty, Ambassador Chen turned to her colleagues. Remind me to send a thank you note to the Ethics Council, and maybe some of those cookies from the embassy. Diplomacy works so much better when people like you. Outside, the greatest armada in galactic history began organizing relief efforts for 17 devastated worlds, and somewhere in the back of every alien mind was the same chilling thought. Never again would they underestimate the species that conquered the galaxy with nothing but words, principles, and the most terrifying weapon of all, the ability to make enemies into friends. The Vorthak Dominion had demanded submission. Humanity had simply shown them what real power looked like.